Good afternoon, free enterprise fans, and welcome to another community race, Baron Hero's Journey, the Archer Path. My name's Vitasia. I'm joined on the mic by Enja Dave. How we doing today, Dave?
Oh, we're doing great today. So that's gonna be a fun one. We have Rosa Hero, uh, and we have our meta objective today. Rosa is going to be an archer this entire seed.
That's right. The objective for this race that's not up here is Rosa can't use her white magic. She is in Archer mode the entire time. That includes Berserk. Did you know that, Dave?
Yeah, we were talking before this. I ran this flag set last season and accidentally cast Self Zerk. So yeah, you can't do that either.
Yeah, no white magic coming from Rosa. If we happen to find another white mage, sure, that's fine. But the party is pretty restricted, and Rosa is going to be in melee mode almost the entire time. A few other things to note. I think it's when I was going over the objectives, it's K main, summon, moon, and trap. So even trap chests have objectives. So that's going to be really interesting. And hey, there's the pass. Just why not?
That's a nice start. And we do see, as we're hearing the Big Chocobos theme, we have the Sky Warriors on. So everything is going to be weak to archery, with the exception of the elements, because just have four things.
Yep, everything floats. Or everything has the flying property. So, lots of archery here. That also means that Edge with his boomerangs are going to be extra valuable as well. Yeah, this is going to be kind of an interesting seed. Shouldn't, the objectives aren't too bad. The K trap, I think, is going to be a little bit interesting as well.
And we see both runners choosing not to take the Yang. Very good choice in my opinion, because Yang is one of the two characters in this game who cannot equip a weapon to hit flyers.
Oh, it's not K trap. I just looked at the wrong seed. Okay, my fault then. Sorry.
Hey, Tybalt says, I want a different character. That Yang wasn't doing it for me. How would you like Iridia or
Anytime.
Atella? Those are your other choices so far.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Iridia, but okay. The everything else. It's interesting because with that bow that we got early on, everything should just melt to Rosa right at the moment.
Agreed. We do have the. I do think, well, we're going to see our runners take that Tella once they clear Baron in, because Berserk casters are good.
Absolutely, anyone who can cast Berserk is going to be incredibly helpful. Rydia cannot, so obviously bypassing that at least for now. And going over here, looks like Tybalt making a stop at Antlion.
Now, funny enough, Rydia can equip weapons to target flyers.
Whips, right? Well, I mean, in
Oh,
addition
she
to
can use
bows, but
bows. Whips, I don't think are effective versus flyers.
frankly speaking, we use whips so infrequently. I have no idea.
Yeah, if I'm using a whip, it's to hit dragons, not flying enemies.
Alchemy with the game knowledge. Whips can cause paralysis and are also long range, but not air weaknesses. So good to know. Thank you.
Got some Dark Imps here in Antlion. Fortunately, it's JM to sweep them easily.
We're getting a lot of the annoying bosses early that are kind of multi-hit bosses that will use up our ammo. We had the Maga Sisters that was early. We had these Dark Imps, the guards that were in Baron Inn. when you deal with ammo, as you do with all of your archers, you have to be really careful where you're spending it and where you're spending your shots.
And those are moon veils for sale. I think that's what I saw. Okay, I may not have read the flag set completely. I didn't realize it was as wild until I saw the moon veils.
Well, I thought I did too, but then I grabbed the wrong seat. So
Good. So we're 0 for 2 on reading today.
another multi-boss with the King and Queen Evelyn. And yeah, a lot of early free bosses as well, as Alchemy is pointing out.
That we'd love to see. That means they're not showing up at ruder spots.
Well, it's nice to get all of these free bosses kind of out of the way early before, before we really have our party set. And that's the Twin Heart. That is not an objective. Okay.
It's an objective in my heart.
It's what chat wants. Really, it's what chat wants. Maybe not our runners, but it's what we want.
Okay, I was just gonna ask her, is King Queen not flying? But no, Rosa just low rolled.
All right, and Judge Joe is on his way up Mount Ordeals right now. Remember, it is Sea Hero, so Rosa will be required to do this solo, regardless of how many party members we've picked up to this point in time. Although we know Tybalt hasn't picked up any, I think Judge Joe did opt to keep the Yang.
I think Joe is going solo as well.
Joe's solo as well. Okay, wow.
Well, let's be honest. Rosa's shooting for 1500. I don't think it matters if she's alone in the changing room.
Nope, you're absolutely right. Oh, hi, Wyvern.
Oh no!
Is that might be the most beneficial Wyvern ever?
Oh no! We've been muted in a scene where we can't use magic. Whatever will we do?
Tybalt finding sirens and cabins available in the Silvera shop. That's a great pickup.
This might be a boss that doesn't get the flying... It doesn't get the air weakness just because of... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because it changes form, changes weakness when the water is raised, it loses the flying weakness.
Luckily, that wave is based on the total HP of the of the boss at that point in time when he casts it. So, getting off those couple shots was able to do enough damage to him that really the wave did pretty minimal damage.
And honestly, I think the wave here caps at 180, so pretty safe.
All right, so one of the four fiends in the wrong spot, but at least he's in another fiend spot. And Judge Joe takes it down. Tybalt on his way up to do the very similar same two bosses.
And Till will get the good news about a very player-friendly Wyvern today.
Yeah, I would like to nominate this as the most friendly Wyvern that we've ever seen in Free Enterprise. Not only did he cast something that didn't hurt you, it was kind of beneficial. And a tiara from the top of the tower. Okay.
I can see, even though there's no objective up here, no key item. I think it's right here to just finish out the mountain because there's a Tellith waiting in Varian that you would really like to have all the spells on.
Absolutely. Especially since we're getting to the point where casting Berserk is going to be our main source of damage with Rosa for quite a while, I would say, here directly. We're getting through the first part of the overworld fairly quickly. That's going to change here in short order, though.
Zaldir tracker. Oh my God, I'm a princess. This is my tiara. So we haven't seen underground access yet, have we?
No, we have not. The only places left that it could be in that Baron Inn. Of course, it could also be in that Twin Harp, which, you know, would be fine with me.
I know which one of those I'm hoping for, and I'm fairly certain the chat can agree on it.
Mute arrows that are available here in the shop in Mysidia, which are a fantastic pickup on their own. They're a very strong arrow to begin with, but also just something nice to, they have some great properties, especially against mage type characters, which, hey, we know where there's some right away.
Right, and we will get both the mage and air damage stacking because one's a creature type, one's an elemental weakness. They do stack.
All right, so Joe is going to be checking our first of the two locations that we think could still hold our underground access, equipping a tiara and the karate, which, hey, I'm happy to see. And switching over to the mute arrows, saving those harder hitting samurai arrows probably for a little bit later for when we might need it. And just a random curse string, because why not?
Could just be saving those for when we get Berserk, so we can just keep that one last samurai arrow forever.
That's true. The way Berserk ends up working is if you cast Berserk on someone who's using arrows, they will continue to use arrows and never run out of their last one until you use the fight command again. So as long as you're still Zerking, you're safe. The problem is you really got to not use that fight command.
Uh-oh!
Oops. Does that count? White magic being used? Okay, alchemy is saying that does not count, and alchemy is in charge here.
Huh.
I mean, you're not that mean, but I am.
I thought Rosa would have done more than 100 damage to herself there. That's what the uh-oh was for.
Yeah, I think because she was confused, she lost the float command for a second. That's my only explanation.
Hey,
how'd you
great
like
news!
Spinner me?
Yeah, great news for music lovers everywhere.
All right, so I got to think that we'll go check out exactly who is at the Sandru because you never know. We found some interesting things, and another bow user would actually be really fantastic.
And we've already seen a few of the. We've already seen We already seen both non-bow wielders, or non-air weapon wielders so far.
Of course, continuing with the shop checks here, which I really approve of, just because there's so much power that's available with everything about. Hey, just a casual crystal sword that isn't the most powerful weapon in this game.
Yeah, strange times once you turn on Sky Warriors. And we're going to get Judge Joe's going to show us who is taking a nap today.
We'll see if we can figure it out. Sometimes, if it's a twin, I have a little bit difficult. Hey, there's a boomerang. That's a fantastic pickup for Edge. And it is a twin.
Joe wants another white magic wielder.
Regardless, they can both use bows. So, yeah, I think that is a quorum. So we do finally have white magic.
Perfectly understandable play. I completely agree here. More berserks, more blinks. On Palom, slightly weaker than normal in this flag set.
That's right. With everyone floating, Quake does nothing.
Also, a lesson I've learned the hard way.
Well, there's Gaia drums available for sale, which under normal circumstances I'd be happy to see, but yeah.
So, I think we're going to see Joe maybe peek the waterfall and then probably Antlion. Oh, right. Joe didn't go into Mist Cave yet.
True. It's worth noting that it's no free, so no free item from Edward, but worth checking some of these other spots just in case the Mist Dragon is here. Otherwise, we're going for a long cutscene, but it's a required cutscene for all runners.
Right. The cutscenes don't feel near as bad when you know everyone has to do them.
And that's really the key to not just this randomizer, but any randomizer. If it's been said so many times, it's not necessarily about what you do, it's about what you do that your opponents don't do. So if everyone has to do it, so what? No big deal.
Unfortunately for our runners, that is not a floating eyeball in the waterfall. Also not Demist, so... Yeah, we're looking like... Barring a very cheeky very cheeky Demist, we're looking at music being required for Underground.
And I believe Tibble's already checked this antlion, so we know it's not here. It's just a matter of time before we make our way over to this cave.
Oh, no. So that's not maximum fun. Maximum fun would be Harp giving us, say, the tower key. And Demas sitting at Zot 1 with Underground.
Oh. Yeah, there is still Zot 1 that could have Demas. That would be... That's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, nightmares are a type of dream, aren't they?
Technically, yes. But this is why we're talking about the race and not playing it, so that we can inflict that on other runners. Bacchus wines.
There's a nice find. It's Wild Shop, so they were guaranteed to be somewhere.
Alchemy also pointing out power shirts were in Troya. Wow. Troya just stacked.
Oh, Tybalt's giving us the Zot 1 play.
Tybalt's like, this is how much I hate music. I am gambling on a 1 in 38 chance, whatever it is, demist in Zot 1 versus going to do music.
And it's Alchemy pointing out that Tybalt is in fact the gambler and showing that off right now.
All right, so a little bit of a divergence here. I got to imagine that we're not going to see Joe do this particular check anytime, unless of course Joe ends up finding out that this is Earth Crystal here, and we'll have to turn around and immediately do this. Thank you for the raid, Xenocat, and welcome everyone. And it is just the evil wall.
And
Oof.
well, now we've confirmed harp required.
That is not a fantastic place for evil wall. In the meantime, Joe is going to be showing us and has everyone.
Yeah, heads up play by Joe, putting the iron ring on Tella quickly to get the immediate perished and skip. And I believe it's time for music.
It is fantastic, great timing, Xeno and DJ Spoony B. Here you go. That had to be some of the most upbeat music, I think, ever that I've heard in Free Enterprise for that harp music. But well done.
And we're not done yet.
It keeps going. On the plus side, it's another character check, and it's another shop check, which we would love to see.
And we know it's all required. Well, in this case, it actually is required because that's an objective.
Yeah, we have to liberate Baron, so not the worst key item to get, knowing that you have to do this in order to get to the underground anyway, and yeah, you might as well do it now.
And let's see what Baron's got in their wild shops.
Ooh, arty arrows.
Yeah. What dragons do... I mean, it is more damage, but I'm thinking, what dragons do we have left on the table? Dark Elf second form?
Eggs. That's,
Or
I mean,
eggs.
you're not wrong, eggs.
Yeah, I guess our grind is the dragon's still out there because we've already seen Wyvern, we've already seen the Lunars.
Already seen Pale Dim, too. I don't know if he counts as a dragon or not.
Eldim is a dragon. More importantly, it's a source of dudes. But it was sad dudes because I don't think you actually got to turn off.
No, he was kind of a one shot, you're done. But, I mean, seeing the fact that we get arty arrows and we have 2 archers now, it's just, yeah, well, that's just fantastic to see.
I would like to shout that Tybalt is still running with Solo Rosa.
Not picked up the Sand Ruby yet? That's...
Peeked and left.
And Nutella as well, which I kind of expected to pick up someone as well, but I mean that's commitment to the meme right there. Hi Bahamut, who is not a dragon, right?
Yeah, ignore the fact Muhammad looks like a dragon, Blarg's like a dragon. It's not
If it
actually a
looks like
dragon.
a dragon, if it looks like a dragon and speaks like a dragon, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a dragon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if it looks like a dragon, it speaks like a dragon, Blarg's like a dragon, it ain't a dragon. Just FF4 logic.
All right. So Joe gets through the Bahamut pretty quickly. Tybalt is on their way by himself solo. And we have Antlion. This is interesting. Because again, still floating, but you don't necessarily want to fight because it triggers a counter.
Ah, but fortunately, you're only gonna see one counter because, like most things, Antlion can't counter when it's dead.
That good arty damage.
I'm hope Alchemy. I'm going Hook here and Magma's in the basement.
Can that logically happen? Can our underground access be the basement?
No,
Hello.
but the hook would be under logical underground access. It just happens that the other form is right downstairs.
Well, we have a black mage, so this still, I think we're doing most of our damage with bows at this point. He can equip a bow too.
He can also just cast Virus, I guess.
Yeah, he is objectively the worst twin in this particular seed. And that's not something you could say about too many seeds.
I guess we get the easier path. We're cursing Rosa. What are we up to here?
We're cursing Rosa to slow everything down and give all of our heavy hitting equipment over to Porum.
Oh, okay. We're doing a basement check right now. Gotcha.
Just in case it ends up being something cheeky that we can get.
Well, that Porum is pretty well geared. Is going to be RA1 and still going to, with Tella in slot 2, can immediately cast Berserk.
I'd be more worried about casting Blink to protect myself, honestly. Oh.
This is honestly, yeah. Get a wall up. As long as Porum survives this is free.
Really, really interesting. Yeah, because and you have a 1/3 chance.
That wall's not running out. Golbez is going to light himself up here. The magic here is incredibly high.
Yeah, but I am kind of worried about that wall running out because telecast it. And he's not that high level.
I don't think Wall cares about the level or the stats of the caster. I think it's just flat, you get reflect for X amount of time.
What's Tybalt doing?
Question.
Tybalt went and saw the same Golbez and reset out. And oh yeah, this Golbez is gonna have a bad
That's not
time.
running. That wall's not running out. This is one of the highest magic spots in the game. And it only has in a neighborhood of like 19,000 HP.
Now this play is going to be fantastic. I mean, first of all, it's great experience for the party member right now. However, it will also see.
Huh.
I
didn't
told
think that would run
you.
out. For what it's worth, yeah, you just need to poke Golbez right now and fight ends, because we've done more than enough damage.
Pushed over, so we get some good levels, and Rosa is going to gain the levels as well. I would love to see if this is like the Earth Crystal, because then we're in fantastic shape.
How about Tower Key?
I'll take it.
Okay, Tibalt's decided to actually take a party.
He took a Palom, and that's it. Yep, he's just taking a Palom. He's not taking a Porum. He's committed to no white magic, apparently.
Let me go look at the flag set real quick. Warp glitch is on, so that might be why the Palom.
That's interesting. And another kind of interesting question: why Joe? Well, he's got Tella, so I guess he doesn't need it.
Yeah, Tella with After Ordeals just has warp, so no problem there. That's a good question, Alfie. Why not just take the Rydia? As added bonus, Rydia makes for a better archer than Palom.
Only because of her access to the heroin rub, which we haven't seen.
And Zeus gauntlets.
Only until we do Dwarf Castle, and then she can't equip him as an adult, right?
No, she can equip them after Dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what's going on. Tybalt picked up Palom for warp and is going to probably crack 2 eggs to get him there.
And just pigging Rosa in order to take her back. Okay, this is kind of a roundabout way of doing this Golbez.
Okay, this is to make sure Golbez can't paralyze Rosa. This makes sense.
I mean, couldn't you just do the piggy dancer in Mysidia as well? If all you needed was piggy.
I think that's what Tybalt was doing before picking up the Palom, was looking for the piggy dancer.
Yeah, top floor of the item shop or inn.
So I think that's what was going on prior to grabbing the Palom.
Okay, he just couldn't find the piggy dancers.
I believe that's it.
All right. It all makes sense now. Meanwhile, Joe is... Yep.
Yeah, he was talking to random NPCs first.
Yeah, that's why he checked the dancer and Baron, thinking that, okay, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Thank you.
Hey, we solved the puzzle.
And the puzzle was, what the heck are you doing, Tybalt? It just took us 5 minutes.
Which is faster than me in most puzzle games, so we're good there.
Ruby with a 1K glare doing the tower check. I like that Joe knew that he's like, you know what? I flexed a little bit on this Golbez. I'm going to lean into the play. Now we'll see if Joe completely bypasses top of tower and runs with it.
I don't think you can. Oh, I did notice at some point, I missed it. Joe did MP glitch the Tella.
Oh, is the MP glitch turned on?
Wait, yes, it is. If you look, when the menu showed up, Tella's MP was _93.
All right, so Tybalt now through that Baron basement. And I got to imagine with all the time investment that Tybalt did just to be able to do that, he's going to follow through as well.
Although grumbling because had to break up the solo Rosa run.
All right, so Joe is going to be showing us top of tower boss here, and it is a Sparkle.
Could be Plague. This is why you can't fade the top of tower. Not with once you're in there. Not with 2 boss hunts on the table.
Yeah, you're right.
Although it's not. It's simply Ogopogo. And let's be Joe's going to do an Ogopogo what a lot of us want to do to this noodle.
Well, I don't know. Because that Ogopogo has started punching pretty quickly.
I think the form actually has something resembling armor. Never mind.
Oof. As the kids say, oof.
Question number 1. When did Joe save last?
Before he went underground.
What is it before or after Golbez is the question.
He didn't go in, like, he immediately turned that in. So, yeah, this is a bad time. I don't know. That's a great question. The problem is we're going to need to wait until he does something else for us to be able to check it.
As we see, the earthquake doesn't do anything to flying enemies.
Hey, Tybalt. Thanks for learning that lesson for us. We appreciate you.
Thanks for confirming that.
Hey, V Agent Zero. We appreciate that comment. Thanks for the sub.
And we see the MP
so
up again.
Yep, there's the glitch. Okay.
And I think that last save was before the Golbez.
Oh, well, before the tower key. Okay, so he does not have the tower key then. Oof.
We can only hope for Joe's sake that leads to nothing.
And Tybalt says no to the edge. That's
Hey,
really?
you gotta commit to your bit. I appreciate it.
At this point, we're just nodding and smiling and going, "What the meme are you doing, Tybalt?"
I appreciate committing to the bit like this.
In the meanwhile, Judge Joe is over here. He cast a coffin on the officer, and when the officer dies before the soldiers, the soldiers lose all sense of themselves and just start infighting until they're all dead. So, allowing them to do that for the most part.
I always wondered why they do this. Does Baron follow the Klingon rules of succession?
I'm sure it's some obscure commentary about what happens in the breakdown of communication without leaders, in for an army or something like that. And it's much more highbrow than we think. In the meantime, we picked up a pan. How's that for highbrow? We find a pan.
Hey, the multi-purpose pan.
And an earth crystal.
It's a multi-purpose pan. It can be used for cooking things. It can be used as a hat. It can be used to whack monks on the head.
I think you finish your shopping, you do your free checks, get your pan checks in, and then go turn that earth crystal in. It's an objective, and while you already know one boss, if you're Tybalt, thanks memes, you don't know who the other boss is. So.
And also, it's an objective, so you're going there anyway. Thank you, Alchemy. You picked up exactly where I was going with that.
So, checking in the Fey March at this point in time, our Fey March freebie. Oh.
That seems like it could be useful.
I mean, yeah, but it's not something you want to find right now. We have so much that we can do already that the last thing I really want to do is go up on the moon.
Also, counting, we're at 8 key items right now. Was that Dolls and Octomam?
I believe that was Dolls and Octoman. From the 3 pixels that I saw before Tybalt ran out of the room.
More importantly, not Mylon Z nor a Sparkle.
That's the important part. We happen to know right now that Tower does not contain any of our other bosses. Now, Tybalt is on his way. He's going to be leveraging this tower key. He also did not save before going up.
I don't mind not even before going up, because if you're doing Super Cannon Room first, it's only 600 HP. Rosa is going to one-shot it. Plus, a little trick. When you enter the Super Cannon Room, if you just tap the B button, it'll clear the text at the top and you can see the boss sprite. So you know something nasty is about to appear.
All right, Joe is showing us he's doing the pan turn in right now.
I believe that's exactly what Tybalt did before seeing, oh, it's just Rubicon. I do believe this is another boss that is not affected by Sky Warriors.
Because of his form change?
Right, because I think any boss that changes elemental resistances or elemental affinities is not affected by Sky Warriors.
Interesting wrinkle. I did not know that. Oh, this is a play, Tibble. Mr. Gambler.
This is a bold, bold play.
Now the problem is we don't know if he's going to be rewarded or punished because we didn't get this far. We didn't see what the key item was at the top of the tower on Joe's side.
So, fading the top of tower on a boss hunt, that's bold. I like it.
It is, as Lord Goober calls it, yeah. But, I mean, this is also going to be our first opportunity to see what this key item is. Remember, Tybalt invested a lot of time into getting this particular key item. I like that he is aggressively following this chain. He was aggressive in getting a glass hat.
It's a very nice hat. Unfortunately, that's not one of the key items we're looking. That's not a key item we're looking for.
Oh, Joe saying, hey, let's have a shot at this Octomum.
I am in no way surprised by this. Having raced with Joe, and seen Joe race, talked with him quite a bit. Yeah, this is a very Joe play. Judge Joe loves his low HP, low level Feymarch fights.
Well, he got Zerk and a Blink up on Porum, which he's using right now primarily as as his main source of damage. Rosa kind of taking a back seat, I think has the curse ring on and is primarily playing the role of anchor.
That is correct. Rosa is on pure anchor duty. And with Blinks up, Porum, with Blink and Zerk, Porum can very easily get through this fight.
Tybalt going to be the first to show us Sheila 1 and 2. And it is... Oh, there's our hook.
Hook and a longsword.
All right, Joe's the first one through that. That's, well done.
And I would not be surprised to see Joe, I think he keep the pink tail. It's +1 key item. I would not be surprised to see Joe, you don't even need to leave. You could just... What we're seeing here is probably Porum, Blink, Tella, and Tella wind up Meteo.
Oh, gonna hourglass. Okay.
Or not. Okay, I wanted swag rocks.
All right, we're playing everyone's favorite game here directly over on Tybalt's side. Yep, rate that treasury. Okay.
Okay, it's a T-Pro treasury. Yeah, that's a very T-Pro out of 10 treasury. Yeah, that's money for the power shirt.
You got a couple nice pieces of ninja gear if you wanted to go and pick up that edge that you rejected.
I think what we might be seeing from Tybalt's strategy is just leveraging the Rosa early game and then waiting to pick up the rest of the party to get it to grind later.
It makes sense. You want to make sure you get your powerful. There's your media, by the way. There's your swag rocks for you.
I feel better.
Do you? Okay, I'm glad you feel better. And just an elixir. But yeah, I think you're right. Just making sure that your main power source of power has as many turns as you possibly can. I kind of like the strategy. It makes me a little nervous because you don't have a whole lot of options other than just hit it and hit it hard.
But fortunately, I've heard hitting things hard works a lot of the time.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy, really.
Hey, Joe also about to get the goods from Sheila.
Mr. Bus Driver, drink wine until the problems goes away. That is for the Bacchus Wine Drinkers Club. That's on Wednesdays. This is Saturday. This is the Baron Heroes Journey Club. So just make sure to mark your calendar if that's what you want to do. Okay.
Wait, you say we're not supposed to be drinking here?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying specifically for drinking wine until the problems go away, that race is on Wednesdays.
And we see Sid as first character here. Would
I like it. Sid's a fantastic archer.
give Sid Artie and just let him loose.
And to Cecil. Cecil's also a fantastic archer. Oh, I got named after one.
Hey, you're Sid.
I'm Sid. Nice. Okay.
And you are sitting in the Tower of Wishes right alongside me, I think. I did something to anger Tybalt because I'm the monk.
Yeah, what you did to anger Tybalt is not being able to equip ranged weapons. And we have a bonus round in Demist. So Tybalt was right. Demist was in tower, just wrong spot in the tower.
And we do see Tybalt picking up another character, taking the Cecil. So between this and Demon's turn-in, there's a very good chance we're going to see 10 key items on both of our runners' sides very soon.
Nine on Tybalt and just a black robe. Okay, still waiting for it. That's right. The difference therein is Judge Joe reset out of his tower key, so he does not have access to that. Meanwhile, Tybalt did not defeat the Land of the Summoned Monsters bosses, which yielded a pink tail.
It is no adamant, so that pink tail will be a random tier 7 or 8 item. Hey, there's number 10. I don't think we're checking it, but it's number 10.
Yeah. And this is why when you check Demist, you park in the back and not in the front.
Yep. That's a mistake you make exactly once.
And only once. And then you're like, oh, right.
I have to be saying, Mile Z could be there, so could Plague.
I mean, we do still have 2 boss hunts that we're waiting on. And we've not found either the Legend Sword or the Adamant. We've covered kind of a lot of things in, on the Blue Planet.
Yeah, Tybalt's at 10 kills. We just saw him buy a sizable chunk of sirens, and now going to round out the party. Well, after the short break. Oh, that
Obviously,
was
with everything floating, yeah. So who do
that was
you
sketch all
pull?
along.
Who do you pull into your party if you're Tybalt?
Edge. You definitely take the edge. I think both runners have found some sort of boomerang. I would go Edge and Porum, I think. What are your choices?
Well, I do think you need to go with Porum at the very least. Um, I don't think we found a full moon yet. I know we found a boomerang, but because we haven't found a full moon, I'm probably going to opt with the Sid over the Edge because, again, we have those arty arrows that are available to us, and there's at least one arty bow, and we decide for Rydia. Okay.
Okay, so I'm guessing Tybalt bought approximately 13 sirens. Okay, and Tybalt never got the Porum out of bed.
So he's going to go pick her up now. Okay.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna see Tybalt crack about 13 eggs to get ready to nuke. Normally it will be 15, but she's probably gonna slingshot off the first 2 of them.
Help me out with Zero Miss because Zero Miss floats as well, right?
Yes.
It seems to me we can do a whole lot more damage using a bunch of archers. Personally,
Oh. So, funny story about that. We had, during the Choose Your Own Deals Club last season, we drafted a flag set with Yang Hero, the only other character is Edward, and Sky Warriors. Those Eddies were doing bad things to Zeromus. So yeah, archers will do. I think the Artie Eddie was doing in the neighborhood of 7,000 a shot.
and I have what I'm not good at math. I'm really not, but it seems to me if you had a party full of archers, then maybe not all doing 7K a pop, but if you're doing between 4 and 7.
Yeah.
And even chewing through that whole HP pool, you're probably going a little bit faster than doing reflect strats.
I would believe so. Even the lesser geared Eddies were still doing 4 to 5. So yeah, archers will do very bad things to Zeromus in his flag set.
I do appreciate how Tybalt has everyone named after someone within the community except Palom.
Kyle knows what he did. If our restreamer, well, while we have what appears to be a grind and Joe getting ready to go to the moon, I would like to shout out our restreamer Alchemy, who is Rydia on Tybalt's side. Our tracker is Aldi, who is doing a great job pushing all the buttons. And my co-commentator Vitasia. This is always a blast.
It really is, because especially with these, I'm not going to call them low stakes, but really these community races where we like to have a little bit of fun, and half the time it's memes. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah. These are some of the best races. So, I do think Tybalt has 11 sirens, so we're not quite going to see Nuke on the kid. I think Moon Grind will fix, or Moon Dive will fix that. Alchemy point out we haven't seen one either have the forge yet. I'm hoping that Ogopogo has one.
That is a possibility. With Ogopogo at the top of tower, that would be... I mean, that would be horrible for Judge Joe, because I think that's going to be last location for Joe to check anything at this point in time. But at this point, it's going to the moon, because we've checked... well, we haven't checked package yet, which we know where that is. That could be something.
And I completely agree with Joe fading top of tower to last. You take a nasty wipe like that, you have to assume there was no value there. Because if there was value there, you've just lost. So you have to assume it's nothing.
I see Mr. Bus Driver cursing the seed. Sir, look.
Sir, this is
only commentators are allowed to curse the seed, all right? By mentioning that kind of stuff out loud. We cannot allow chat to have that kind of power, because if we did, it'd just be chaos.
And you'd have, curses flying everywhere to see. They start canceling each other out. Who knows what's going to happen? Worse, you keep that too much, you have dogs and cats living together.
Meow hysteria.
Although
there was a heroin rub.
I believe that community club is over in that direction.
Yeah, that was... When does that club run?
That's an async club. That is the Film Friends async club.
By the way, if you are just watching us casually and going, what are they talking about? We have all sorts of different themed community clubs going on over in our Discord that run various weekly races, asyncs, everything. Go on ahead and join us over on the Discord. It's a great way to introduce yourself to the world of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, into the community, and dip your toe into some races here and there. They're all in fun. Nothing is overly serious right at the moment about, where this isn't turning season where we're all running as fast as we can. We like to have fun in these. So come on and join us.
Well, we have some bad news for any of the Gauntlet Ogopogo cheering crowd. We found it.
Woo!
Although, very good news for anyone who wanted to grind. This is a 10 key item gauntlet for... It'll be a 10 key item gauntlet for Tybalt, not for Joe.
Well, Tybalt's already done a bit of a grind on his eggs right now, so he's set up reasonably well, and says, oh, he sees that blue robe and goes, oh no.
Guys take a bit of a grind. Tybalt's taking the classic pre-grind grind.
That's where you grind before you grind, and then you do a grind.
Exactly.
Yeah, these red giants can be a little bit punchy here, but I think Tybalt's going to have a little bit easier of a job. Oh, yeah, there's Nuke on Rydia.
No, not quite there. I think that was Palom. Rydia's 48 right now. Good news is this is going to get Nuke and a good chunk of the way to Meteor on Rydia.
The real
Please,
question that we're all asking to that top of tower, that's got to be sitting in the back of minds of both Judge Joe and Tybalt. Tybalt intentionally faded it. Joe got there, wiped to Ogo, and then had to. Then didn't even have the tower key in Baron basement. So, is Joe is really banking on nothing being in tower whatsoever. Now we know from Tybalt, it's just a glass hat, but that's got to be eaten at the back of Judge Joe's mind.
Judge Joe
And
taking
the
out White.
white. Well, you mentioned it earlier. Joe has always been kind of an aggressive player. He likes to take things when he's, maybe a little bit underleveled and rolling the dice to see if he can get through. Nothing wrong with that, especially in a race. Those are the judgments that win your races, and unfortunately, can lose your races sometimes. But I do like the aggressive play.
Oh, we'll see who on the moon is not joining our team. Sorry, Edward. Team's full.
Always like Edward to be picked last from the schoolyard. It's like, no.
I feel your pain there, Eddie. Also, Tybalt's got a problem. Cecil is punching.
No. I mean, luckily he's got some nuke casters to really lean into, but yeah, Cecil punching is not a good thing. All right, we see Nope Rope's younger cousin, Leviathan, hanging out here.
The other Nope Rope. This is the Soggy Noodle, I believe.
I was going to say Diet Nope Rope, Great Value Nope Rope. I mean,
Magic here will be the magic here is dangerous enough that I think it'll drop people. Which is why we saw a wall come up to prevent that.
Meanwhile, Palom took a dive over here on Tybalt's side. It's nothing is free yet, even with these levels.
Palom gets up immediately, goes down, claiming that life is pain. We see a difference in power here. Cecil's shooting for quad 9s. Rydia's nukes are going for 5,000.
Look, that's the power of the wacky flag where everything's Sky Warriors. So Joe gets through and gains some levels here, and is rewarded with just the Zeus gauntlets.
I think Joe is happy to get those levels on his party. Also, Artie Zoo Sid, pretty good.
Just a wee bit. That's the main character there. Thank you for
Oh,
a useless key item.
that's dangerous. I know we warp glitched to get the key item from there. There's still a boss. There's still a boss down there we haven't seen.
That could. Oof, you're right.
I've seen it happen more than once where you're on a boss hunt and boss hunt with warp glitch, and the thing you're hunting is in sealed cave.
In the meantime, Judge Joe is diving deeper. Oh my goodness, we've not seen.
Fiery, it happened to me in CC5 practice more than once.
All right, Joe getting that MP glitch on again. Meanwhile, let's see what other bosses. We only have a couple boss checks here. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 left on the moon. This is one of them.
If you still got those mute arrows, be a very, very quick check.
And the worst part is you can't just be doing boss checks right now because we're still waiting around for both the pieces of the forge.
So you have to clear everything. As we know that the forge is either on the moon or top of tower. I guess it could be behind the rat tail too.
And at this point in time, we have 3 boss checks left. We have 2 bosses that we're still trying to find. And there's 3 bosses on the moon we haven't seen. And I think there's 3 bosses now. There's Luca Cave and 2 in Giant.
And the hook route.
And the hook route. So there's, oh my gosh, and package boss. Ah! Look, I've already tried to wipe ZZ5 from my memories at this point in time. I'm trying to forget all of the routing from that.
I'm trying to wipe memories of bosses hiding at the package.
Yeah, me too.
I can see the spoon come from White Spear Altar.
Yep, the spoon. There's a Val at the ribbon spot.
Of course there is. I think Thibault's going to take one look at that and say, okay. So, on the bright side, archery will still get through this. That Nuke White sitting on the other 3 mages, not going to do much.
Nope. So, leaning into the archery is the way to go here.
Good news we see, despite the fact that Val gets some evade rolls here, both archers doing just thousands of damage a shot. I like it, Alchemy. unfortunately, I'm
Dual
going to be thinking
weeks.
about. Hmm?
No, just dual casting weeks and rays
Oh
at
yeah.
the same time.
I think we have our Valve fights pretty well synced.
Rat tail. Okay, there's another key item spot. Oof.
Still no Forge. No, we gotta keep checking. Yeah, both our runners are gonna have parties sitting in the upper 50s by the time we get to Zeromus at this point.
We were worried about how the Zero Miss fight was going to go, or if how it was going to play out, but it's just power overwhelming at the end of the day.
It tends to happen when you clear this much of a seed.
I mean, we're seeing both Porum and Rydia over here with almost 2,000 health. Meanwhile,
Hey, there's
we
one.
finally get a boss!
Just had to go all the way down to the bottom of the moon first. Will it be half a Forge, though?
I mean, double required, that would be the dream. There's Tybalt through the Asura fight, going to get a spoon.
We still have 3 unknown boss or 3 key item checks left. Tybalt saying no to the spoon. I believe it is slightly faster to reset if you do it immediately upon seeing it's not a key item you care about. I just don't do that because that's effort.
All right, Judge Joe, first one with another objective with Plague down. Whew.
And just a Dragon Whip, so that top of tower looking more and more likely.
Well, we still have Crystal Sword. Remember, Judge Joe also has to go back and defeat the Alt Gauntlet over in K Value.
I believe we're down to Crystal Sword Altar, top of tower, and Rat Tail turn in.
Yeah, and nothing available. Oh my gosh. And the problem for Joe is he does not have the knowledge of what was in the tower key location and thinking, okay, do I backtrack for that? Especially if you have to go do top of tower again.
Tibble came through the plague as well. With these levels, I don't think we're going to see too much in the way of difficulty from fights anymore.
So Judge Joe does not quite have the levels that Tybalt has.
That Cure 3 is going to have to get through the fight, though. I think. Unless Sid gets super high rolled here. Never mind, now we're safe.
Yeah, we're safe now. It might just be Sid, but this is why you take Sid.
We get a speech about justice. And Tibble takes one look at this, says, I have 4,000 HP. Bring it.
Let it roll. And this is, oh my gosh.
Good news, we know where the last we know where Forge is.
Top of tower, rat tail. That's it. We still don't know where Mylan Z is. Oh my. So, and that's the thing. Like, okay, we absolutely do know where Forge is. Um, but we still don't know where Mylan Z is. So, do you, like, if you're Tybalt, while you're down there getting Forge, like, okay, let's check Luca? Maybe check package?
Tybalt
Like,
hasn't done the
really?
Leviathan yet, so
Oh, that's right. So, he knows he's got to go do that first and foremost.
King spotted his Calbrana dolls, and it gave not a key item. Thank you, Zaldi. It was an elixir.
Oh no! Judge Joe parked in the front.
This? Are we gonna see a package check, or is Joe just gonna reset? We're seeing the package check.
I mean, hi, Fu.
So
Again,
we've had that
yeah.
foo available for a while.
If that was going to be something you wanted, it has been. Where did we? Okay, so D-Mist was from top of Zot.
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
True, Fusoya is not the best in this flag set.
It's okay. I know I like to joke like Leviathan is great value Ogopogo, but does that make Fusoya like bougie Tella?
Yeah, I can see it.
And you know what? I like Judge Joe saying, well, there's a check I can do here. I guess I'm going to lean into it.
Maybe it is that Mylon Z that Alchemy called out a while ago.
I would laugh so hard. So hard if this was. I mean, especially after how many races were decided by package check in ZZ5. Okay,
Oh,
just a
an
note.
Odin. So, Seal Cave or Giant?
I would say Seal Cave. And I say Sealed Cave because it's like a 1.5 minute check and then you can reset out. So save somewhere close to the whale, fly down there, make a quick check.
Right, or Hook 1. We haven't seen that.
That's true. That is a different wrinkle than this seed has over ZZ5, which had other boss hunts. We did have a required hook in ZZ5, so that was never on our radars to have to go out of our way to check.
Oh, Joe going to turn in both tails here. We know the rat tail is going to be half a forge.
It's vanilla, isn't it?
That is vanilla. Our runners have a little vanilla as a treat.
After this seed, yeah, they deserve a little bit of a treat. So now, if you're Joe, do you? Okay. Oh, he's going. Okay, he's gonna go check the other bosses, looking for Mylan Z. I was
I
gonna
think.
say which,
Or you
like,
say which what?
if you're Joe in the position that you're at right now, your knowledge is that the Baron Basement has Tower Key. You don't know what the Tower Key turn in is, but it's either in the Tower Key turn in or the top of tower. Now you already had to reset out of all of that shenanigans earlier. So do you just do top of tower, or do you go do the Tower Key and make a meta play, thinking, uh, if it was there, I would have already lost.
I think. I think Joe, you do top tower first, just because it means you can reset out, or if you have to sit through the bridge exploding cutscene.
Meanwhile, Tybalt finds some Artemis bows, so he's going to have a team filled with archers.
Hey, give each archer an Artemis bow, give each of them one Artemis arrow, have them drink some wine, and let the pew pew commence.
I mean, look at the bright side. At least we're fighting in the shade. That's a highbrow reference.
So I assume we're hoping for not Mylon Z here.
I think we are. I think Joe is hoping for it. I think Tybalt is hoping for it too because he made some purchases with those arty bows, but hasn't saved yet. So if he resets out from this check, then he has to go back and recommit. Oh, there's the save.
And Joe going to show us that would be a very stinky fight if it was a forced hook route. And it wasn't Sky Warriors.
All right, so we're down to Luca Cave or Giant.
Yep. Judge Joe really wants it to be on the Giant. If it's Sealed Cave, Joe is going to last location, Mylon Z.
I mean, I don't necessarily blame him making the Giant the last play. We know this is the right play for him to make in order to get the rest of Forge. Yeah, walking right by that cutscene. Tybalt resetting out, although because he saved, he's going to have to also exit. He doesn't get quite the free and clear route.
I think Tibble would say it's worth it to pick up those extra arty bows. Now, question to our runners, or at least Tybalt, where were the arty arrows for sale? I sure don't remember. Thank you, Zaldos, the Baron Weapon Shop.
All right, so the Revenge of Ogo. Ogo strikes back. Meanwhile, Tybalt also really, really, really hoping that it's not at the top of tower, or it's not at. Oh my gosh, this scene has my head all messed up right now.
Between these two runners, if Miles Z is in the Sealed Cave, it benefits Tybalt more because Joe is going to last location Sealed Cave.
That's right, because it looks like he didn't go back and get the Luca key.
And you take a wipe on that gauntlet, you're just gonna be like, nah, I'm good. Rosa hero. This means the forge is going to be Perseus something. Bow or arrows? Which one are we getting tonight or today?
I'm gonna vote bow because the arrows only Rosa can equip, right?
Both of them are Rosa only.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Alchemy is saying, yeah, the bow is bad, the arrows are good. The arrows are basically glorified charm arrows with like 50 more attack. The bow's problem is no strength.
All right, bows or arrows? Chat, get your guesses in while we have a little bit of time. Let's see some of that sweet, sweet engagement. And by the way, just a casual full moon just hanging out on the shelf.
Ah, that's what full moon was. The old man was storing it. Wait, I have objections here. The S Wild Cocoa Shop actually had a tier 7 in it.
Yeah, it did. Joe seeing, oh wait, those are Rosa only. Okay. I'm sure even with cursed ring to control things a bit, she could still probably pump out quite a bit of damage there.
At 95 attack arrows, you throw an arty boner, she's at like 135 attack. They'll do some work. Tybalt going top of tower before Feymarch. This is going to be huge for Tybalt.
Well, I think he's figured out at this point in time that it's, the key item is here. So do your objective first. But Joe going to the giant, okay. This might be huge.
This is the correct play for Judge Joe. Joe only has 3 boss locations left and does not have access to the one in Sealed Cave.
No, I completely agree. It's the correct call for Joe. Whether or not it ends up being the right thing to do, we don't know. I mean, it's even from a percentage wise, 2/3 ain't bad.
I like those odds most of the time.
The difficulty is it's not a 2/3, hey, let's take a quick check. There's one boss that you have to beat that happens to have the most HP pool in the entire game, and then you can check the other one.
The good news for our runners, I think we've seen most of the split bosses already. We've seen Mile
Not
and Friends.
entirely sure what's left, yeah.
We've seen CPU, so you don't have to deal with that nonsense. Yeah, or it's vanilla.
I cackle.
And making this far worse for our runners, this is one of the bosses that Sky Warriors doesn't affect. Because the first turn of elements is Mile and Z setting weaknesses.
All right, so Tybalt's going to be getting his Perseus arrows here directly. Let us see. Oh, and Sid's punching.
It's like, I got this. Whack.
Now let's see if Tybalt goes and checks what's in Luca.
I think the Luca play is better on this side just because you're already here. You're right underground.
Yeah.
That save pretty much tells the tale.
Yeah. Safety saving. He's going to go over here, check it, and if it's not there, immediately reset.
It's a good play. You're right down here. You can just pop over, go down. As you said, it's about a minute to check the boss. It's going to be more than a minute to get through this elements. Because this is rude.
This is one of those scenes that it didn't seem like it would be so bad when it first started up, but my goodness, I'm glad I'm on this side of it right at the moment.
Same here. No, I have learned to fear alchemy seed rolling.
Oh, I think that's something that's been built into the entire community at this point in time.
After the infamous Yangtze hero race from season 1.
All right, here's the moment of truth. Is Tybalt on the right path, or is Joe?
And down here. So that's going to be go mode for Tybalt.
Joe.
And yeah, Joe's going to last location this. Because Joe's of the mindset, and it's a fairly good mindset to have. You take a nasty wipe like that, you just assume there wasn't value there, and go on your way. And if you're racing to win, that's exactly what you have to do.
It is, and I think that's it. That's what you got to do. You have to presume that if you wipe somewhere, you got to move on. That wasn't the right thing to do, unfortunately. So at 1:37, we are finally in go mode. We do have a pass.
And with Tybalt and go mode, I just want to point out there are 5 people running this race, so 3 off stream. There are no finishers yet. Not surprising with where everything was hidden.
And since we have the pass, I'm going to go ahead and get started so I don't have to, auctioneer this. So I see Z flags popping up in chat. Fantastic. What do those Z flags mean? Well, we are Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. We are a randomizer community. We like to randomize all sorts of stuff, such as the song that you heard earlier, like an hour and a half ago, when we were doing the Twin Harp, or the flames when we're burning down the Mist Village, or all sorts of different things. The one thing we can't randomize, though, is Zeromus's boss location. He can't be mixed up. He's got too many special properties. So, unfortunately, Zeromus has to stay put where he's located. However, one thing we can do, when you use the crystal on Zeromus, he transforms, he shows his true colors. And that could be one of almost 600 different sprites that have been curated by our wonderful Scala Kitty as one of the admins of the community. So, the Z flags in chat ask the very important question, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
And we have other such questions as, will this butt haunt my nightmares?
See, I prefer that question over many of the other questions that are asked.
Seriously, there are a few Nightmare Fuel butts out there.
There are many Nightmare Fuel butts out there, absolutely. So Judge Joe now is through that horrible Vanilla Elements fight, and he's about to get the bad news.
Goober Moonmiss isn't the worst of them.
That's not even in the top 10.
My number one Nightmare Fuel is Jalamus. Just because the SNES palette gives it that such an uncanny look.
All right, Judge Joe, now with the bad news, but says, well, I need to grind a little bit anyway, might as well.
And Zald pointing out, Water Hag was taking the seat off, so I guess that's vanilla too? Since it's the Water Hag location we remove?
True.
We're gonna give Alchemy the vanilla on that.
All right. So Tybalt equipped up with lots of arty characters. This will go relatively quickly, although those shakes are coming in fast and furious.
Yeah, we are going to see everyone get drunk, and you're going to see some damage fly.
The Sky Warriors fight in Zero Miss is also called the Lag Fightimus because there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, we got Advent Children. That's not overly terrifying. And Alchemy pointing out that's kind of half a Sephiroth for Scala Kitty. Hey, you see Palom shooting for 7,000.
And Rosa equipping the Arty arrows instead of the Perseus arrows, and then casting, drinking some wine herself. Oh, no, maybe she got those Perseus arrows. Okay.
Yeah, this damage flying, there is no way reflected faster than just pew-pew-pewing. And anyone in the chat who loves... That was quad 9s from Cecil.
Yep. Yep, that's gonna happen.
To anyone in the chat who wants to see Rydia hit things, here you go. Rosa dropping 9k. Even the mages are hitting for ridiculous amounts of damage.
Okay, Riddy is only hitting for 900 because she's still using a whip.
Rydia's got the wrong one. Oops. Rydia's like, this is just as good, right?
This is the hit. I'm helping! I'm helping! Yes, you are, Rydia. Oh, and we missed it. Not even rocks. Already. No rocks.
And Tybalt finishing in first place overall.
Yeah, GG's,
with a time
Tybalt.
of 1 hour, 43 minutes, 58 seconds.
And I think Tybalt's available to chat with us here directly, so we'll get him in here. Meanwhile, Joe is, well, he's doing the chain that we need him to. He's going to do this. He's going to find out this is the Luca key.
And then he'll know it has to be there because, well, it's the only spot left.
Well, worth noting as well that he could have also, he hasn't done the cannon room yet, so that might also be the key, but
Right, but
meanwhile,
still, the only boss not checked.
yeah, that's the only boss not checked. Anyway, Tybalt is joining us now. GG's, Tybalt.
GG's.
So, Tybalt, I got some. The early game was your plan all along just to go solo Rosa to start?
Oh, I mean, I was thinking about possibly doing Reflect. You know, I at least wanted some better characters, and they just like, I wanted Kane, I wanted Cecil. Like, I was wanting, decent characters for, ranged weaponry, and they just weren't showing up. And I'm like, Rose is fine enough by herself, especially with an arty bow. Just let her go. She's a lone wolf.
And she was certainly doing some work.
Oh, God. Luca Key.
Yeah.
I mean, we learned our lesson in ZZ5. Check that if you can, but you never expect that to come and bite us.
Oh no, I did I get that K value? Or I can't remember right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was K value.
Yeah, like Gauntlet. I mean, I'm glad I had the arty arrows for it. I mean, I ran out, but I'm like, I get through this pretty quick. Plus, I still want, Nuke and all that on my other characters. It's like, all right, cool. I wasn't exactly planning on the bow and arrows because I hadn't found any decent bows. No samurai bow, no arty bow. And then I saw the Artemis bows in Ebla. I'm like, well, okay, there they are. I'm happy.
So one thing we wanted to have you confirm for us was kind of an interesting strat that we think you were trying to do when you saw that Golbez first appear.
I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah, I was trying to find the Black Mage or getting turned into a piggy. I think I misremembered. I think it's somebody in the Baron Inn bar because you get put to sleep and then you get put back there and with that old lady in the back of Baron, but you're turned into a pig.
It's the dancer.
It's the Mysidia bar. There's a Black Mage in there.
Oh, it's Mysidia. That's where it is. I knew there was a mage somewhere that turns you into a pig, and that it just couldn't remember.
Yeah, we thought that's where you were where you were going.
Yeah, because I honestly I didn't want Palom in the team at the time. I just wanted Rosa, and I knew I couldn't use size with her, and I'm like, I didn't want Tella because he's slow, and was just like, fine, I'll pick up Palom. I need him for warp anyways, for the dwarf, whatever.
And this point is the dancer who reveals themselves to be a mage after dancing and putting you to sleep.
Yes, I just couldn't remember exactly what I was trying to solve some niche knowledge,
Oh, if you watch it back during that part, you'll get a laugh because we spent a while trying to figure out what you were up to until it finally clicked.
It's not something that you normally think about. I mean, if you've got a Golbez, you don't have size, you don't have Piggy. How else are you supposed to get through a Golbez when you don't exactly have crystal rings or heroine robes available to you?
Well, that's a very good point, and I had to play thinking about that.
I think I've only ever seen it one other time coming up in a race situation. So I just like the fact of trying to bring up the small niche knowledge that not a lot of people may have seen or known, because that's how we learn. I figured it was going to be at Luca because I figured everybody's going to go to the giant. I'll do the more obscure, king queen package. And I came to between Luca and giant. I'm like, everybody's going to go to the giant. 2 bosses on giant. No one's going to go to Luca. And lo and behold, Luca held everything.
Oh. Yeah, Luca, top of tower, bottom of the moon. The alchemy did a great job spreading key items out this seed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Baron Key from Twin Harp was like, okay, well, I'm going straight into Baron. Let's go. I knew that was where underground access was going to go through because of Wyvern on Ordeals. That was a nice treat. I mean, I found crystal swords for sale. I just couldn't afford one.
Do you really need them though with Artie Artie?
No, you.
This
No, I
scene?
mean, look, Cecil was doing quad 9s with Artie Artie. I don't think he would have been able to do that with a crystal sword, even at the level he was at with 4K health.
He can. He can't even do that with a Lightbringer.
Oh, it was one heck of a race. I figured someone was close to finishing by the time I was getting ready to go. Because if it wasn't going to be Luca, then I was pretty much toast. Especially when I saw Legend Sword at the top of tower. That one hurt a little bit.
I believe we didn't see you use any white magic with Rosa this seed.
Nope, I did not use a single white spell. I was using her as a chemist. I was, just aiming with her. I did not use a single spell with her. Which is why I decided to grab Porum, because, well, I need a white mage to be able to cast Zerk if I don't find Bacchus, and well, I found Bacchus and Troya. I'm like, okay.
Have you any thoughts to who our next hero is going to be?
I haven't thought much on it. I'll have to see what's out there. I think I know what everybody wants me to do because of the meme, but we'll see. Good old Yang for the memes. We'll see what's out there, what's left. I tend to like the more difficult flag sets for this particular club. I think they're fun, and I always enjoy racing them. So DKC at Crystal Sword Altar. That one hurts.
I mean, by that time, your levels were pretty well set, though. Like, right?
Well, yeah, I just let Cecil alive with like 1,000 health at the end. So it's like, whatever. I know it hurts like it's 1,000 per wave, and I'm like, Cecil's got 4K. That's fine. Got any other questions for me? I'm trying to think if there's anything else major in this seed.
I think we're good.
All right, well, thanks for the commentary and the tracking and the restream. I always do enjoy watching these back. I tend to learn something new, and maybe I can teach something else to other people. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good day.
You as well. In the meantime, Joe has finished everything else. And that's the nice thing. Like, once you know the route, it's really easy to just catch up and get back on the line. So Joe is now on his way to the Zeromus fight. Will be coming in here directly. Also, equally powered up right now.
I said while we were talking, Warling finished in second place. The time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, 22 seconds. So GG's to Warlink.
Little bit different of a party setup this time around. No Cecil, Edge, Sid, and Attila. Wow, this is actually a much different party setup.
Now the good news is we still have three archers, a boomerang user, and Tella. Tella being his own special category.
Look, he's a support mage. Let's call it what it is.
We see a similar tactic here. Everyone drinks some wine. The tactic I can get behind.
Cheers.
We got enough HP. That counter nuke's not a threat to anyone. Multiple quad 9s come out already. This is... Bromus is not going to be long for this world.
Nope. Even Edge, without a bow, is still, with that full moon, doing quad 9. So, yeah, this is going to be fast.
Because the full moon still considered an air weapon. And this should be controller down with the damage. You don't even see the Big Bang.
0 Big Bang. Wow, GG's.
And GG's Joe. And we're joined by Judge Joe.
Hello.
Come on, you could at least give his Romus a chance to do something.
That I think might be the first time I've 0 big banged, and it sounds weird.
Z knows what it did.
Yes, I essentially didn't give it time to big bang so it could refill, so it died before getting the refill. But I didn't realize it changed the noise and the shaking it was weird. Good seed. Sort of. Ogopogo.
Laughing at the sort of that Alchemy put in chat right after. Thanks, sort of.
I enjoyed it. I got going. It just, that teensy little issue that happened right after I went underground.
I was going to ask you about that. Walk me through your thought process kind of immediately in the aftermath where, okay, you ran into Ogo and then you realized where you last saved.
The thought process was, sure hope nothing in the tower is required because I'm never going back until I have to. And I nearly had to go and do both parts. Pretty
How
much
is that?
Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I lost my thought.
Okay, I was going to ask, how much was that? You didn't have the tower key, and you did the tower key fight, but you never saw that key item. Especially with this fight, with this seed, how it played out. How much was that playing in the back of your mind, as you're going through the rest of this seed?
Well, there was a period where I think I was down to 5 key item checks looking for, and like 4 bosses looking for looking for 1 boss and 2 key items. And I started to get real nervous that the Forge was just going to be in the tower again. It was going to be the hard punish of, you really should have done this earlier, successfully. And so if it happened, it happened. I had the power to clear whatever I wanted in the end. But it would have helped if I remembered I meant to, but never did, shop Troya a couple times when I was there, up until Z, because was still looking for, say, those Bacchus. Bacchus would have gotten me, I believe, through the Ogopogo fight. I think it was only because I self-cast Berserk that the Blink didn't have time to resolve on Porum, and I would have been home free the moment the Blink was on Porum. Also, the Elements fight is stupid weird. With
Right.
the random resistances it'll go and get at times.
So the way Sky Warriors works is any fight that sets an elemental resist cancels the Sky Warrior weak to air.
Oh, I know, and that's why Mylon Z, Plague, you don't actually get as much damage as you should for those fights compared to other Sky Warriors fights. Because it sets it into what it actually is, which is the ×2 instead of the ×4, if I recall, that you're typically getting at most. And then with the elements, it goes and sets its resistance, so my damage was a potato. And then it turned into K-Nazo, and Edge is like, hiya! 8k. Long pause. Next swing. 1k. I see game. But Tello was the MVP of that fight. Just by virtue of being able to drop quad 9s every so often.
No, absolutely. And I don't know, it was one of those scenes that it was going back and forth. Like it was a much closer race than I think the end time announced. And still, 156 for effectively full clearing the entire game. I think that's still something you should be a little bit proud of there.
Yep. It's always good to be able to full clear in under 2 hours, especially when part of that is having mistakes within the 2 hours. With just the sheer power the flag set offered, would have wanted a quicker full clear, but it is what happens. If you're not clean, your time drops. If you are clean, your time's pretty solid. Could have been a little safer, I think, with the cave value fight. I just let it get a little out of hand. Was trying to save the hourglass for the double gold dragon. Should have probably used it on the red giant double warlock at the moment that was going sideways, so I could then just recover and take on the double gold dragon at that point. It was also really awkward with Rosa. Once I put the curse ring on, well, she no longer became as good of a fighter, and it would be fine and dandy if I was able to, use the Berserk and Blink spells. She would be doing her job, she would be a fantastic character, but when she's not fighting and she can't use White Mage, it just was awkward.
Excellent. Well, any other anything else to add before we kick things over here?
Thank you guys for putting on a good restream. At some point when I have time, I might go watch it back, but I'm sure it was fun and hope people enjoyed. Maybe don't know whether I'll be back for the next Hero's Journey. Depends on how my schedule goes.
Understandable. Well, thank you so much. That's Judge Joe coming in second place here on the restream, 156.02. Big shout out to both Judge Joe and Tybalt for volunteering to be on the restream for us today. Also, in the meantime, let's give a shout out to our folks behind the scenes, Alchemy with the restream, and Zaldi with the tracking, pushing all the buttons, and of course my co-commentator, Engie Dave.
A big shout out to you as well, Vatasia.
In the meantime, looks like we are going to be going over and rating the Power Up with Pride event, which is going on in another channel. No free enterprise currently, but there will be a free enterprise showcase at 7 o'clock tonight. There'll be a co-op seed with Oscar and Dathus. So be sure to tune in 7 o'clock tonight to that, but we're sending you over there now. So otherwise, thanks everyone for joining in and watching us. We'll see you at the next race.